Alright, so we're here going to show you how to install a camera in the metal check stand, starting with cutting a hole. There's some specialized tooling we have. We have our 12 nibbler. We use a unibit to drill our pilot hole, our standard template for metal. It's uniquely different from the wood one, so you have to make sure you use the one that says metal. It has our part number on it, and you're going to go ahead and install it as you see. So one of the things we've already done is we've already determined where this is going to be installed. So we've got this mark here, and we're going to go ahead and install the template. Now this is based on the, again, just like wood and the others, the centerline system. You know, the center line of the camera, which is the center line of the template, is going to get installed at this point. So we'll go ahead and put our first screw in, and we're going to put it right on that mark. And that's our center line. Screw in. We're going to go ahead and check this thing for level. You can use the level, you can do it visually if you practice that. So put the final two screws in. Okay, so we have the level one last time. Great, happy with that. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to drill a pilot hole in here, and then we're going to cut this thing clockwise. We always cut clockwise, whether it's wood or metal. But just to show what we're doing, we're going to go ahead and mark this. A little bit of a black line from this not so functional Sharpie. Let's see if this alone works any better. That's kind of what we're going to cut, so we can show you what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and drill the pilot hole, which we drill right around here, about 3/4 of an inch. We don't drill it all the way through, we just go that far. It gives us a good starting line. You got to watch these things, they're hot and they're sharp. In fact, we throw these in a separate box. All the metal scraps we don't throw in regular trash for the store to throw out because it's very sharp edges that get cut. So now, again, we're going to go ahead and start here. We're going to cut up, and then we're going to cut all the way around with the tool. When we get to the end, we're going to cut us a nice opening and pull the tool out. We're going to get positioned so we don't have to move much during the cut. The only place we'll transition is when we cut here and I change hands. Remember is to keep the tool fairly parallel to the surface. Just a little bit of a tilt is fine. Again, if you're looking at the line, you see I missed a little bit right there, so we're going to go ahead and nibble that out. Now I've got a nice clean edge all the way around. In fact, you can cut a little bit bigger hole to make it easier to pull the tool out since you're cutting. So we'll go ahead and pull the template off. Mark the piece where we've got to cut it off. Basically just connecting the lines to the original opening so we have the two parallel sides. Now again, We know we've got a right and left cutting edge. We're going to line this right edge up with that mark right here, and then we're going to just cut up till we completely remove this piece. Again, you can eyeball that. When you've done enough of these, you won't have to mark it per se. So you can see, even though we marked it, we got just a touch here, maybe a touch here, but there's enough tolerance in this opening of the camera that that's going to be fine. We'll still have some room to level everything. So, and that's cutting a hole in metal. The last thing is cleanup. These things are extremely sharp that it cuts. These little half moon pieces. They'll get in your knees and your hands and your clothing. So before you do anything, you want to vacuum this stuff up before you even get up to go do something else. Now we're going to set up the camera to be installed. So in your kit you'll have a couple of nice little wire ties. So we'll pull this apart. Now you got the brick and the AC part on the board. Make sure these are fully seated like that. What we're going to do first thing is we'll plug this into the camera. We have a retainer for the ferrite and to keep it from becoming mysteriously unplugged during operation. Go ahead and properly tension it. Apply that. That part set. We take the AC in and we put this nice little red tie on here. That's for our help desk. So if they call and say they want to reset the camera, look for the cord with the red tie on it. Then we're going to go ahead and camera oriented now, so we always have the, don't go by the LaneHawk, it's top and bottom. You're going to want the lights on the left and your status indicators down there on the right. Go ahead and plug this in. You can plug it into any unswitched outlet. It can be clean power or regular power. When you do that, you're looking for the red light to come on. That means power's on. Then it's going to go through a little, what we call a kit car test, but it's a power on self test or post test. So once that starts, you'll see the lights dash left to right. And as soon as that's complete, you know it's gone through the self test. Last thing is we want to locate the Ethernet cord. Hopefully your installer left you a nice biscuit jack and cord installed, otherwise you'll have to supply your own patch cord to it. Go ahead and plug that into the jack, like so. Nice click. Now we're ready to go ahead and install the camera. So you'll go ahead and take and hold those flat. Fish all the cables in there nice and neat. Ready to put it in. So we have a torque setting on here. On here it's about 3 to 4, but it's 15 to 20 inch-pounds is the spec. Always use a screwdriver, never use a drill motor or an impact driver or anything like that. It just applies too much torque. Go ahead again and look at it, make sure it's level. Go ahead and drive it top, bottom. Down. That's it. Camera's installed.